Welcome to or this is a Minisode 6 of Two Dimensional Champions. Today we are talking about Girl. Is that right? Girl. Is
Yes.
that what it's called?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And this is done by the same person who did Me from the first season of the Animator Expo, and Me was by far the standout. It's the short that everybody knows from the Expo. And I'm fairly certain even people who don't know where it came from know about it because it went all over YouTube, and pretty much as soon as it came out, it made a big splash. So the character designer and animation director is Shuichi Iseki, and that's the guy who did, like I said, Me. And it's the same singer who did the Me song, Daoko, but the arrangement is somebody else because I know the guy who did Me was the guy who did the music or most of the music for uh, Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt, Teddy Lloyd. Uh, so he's pretty awesome actually. So yeah, same singer. And I guess we'll just get right into it. What'd you think?
I really liked it. It was a whole lot different um than Me well, actually, just in general. I think it wasn't what I was expecting when
Yeah.
I first listened to it. Or even when I secondly listened to it or anything like that. So that sort of set me off. It seemed like nowhere near as sexually charged as Me was. Like there was still like some sort of suggestive stuff, but it was nowhere near on the. I mean, there wasn't anyone vomiting in anyone else's mouth or anything like that. So, um, in one part of that, I would say that you know, was appreciated that, and another part I would say I was let down.
Yeah, yeah. Full disclosure, I saw this when it came out a couple months ago, and then I actually didn't care for it as much because I had Me so stuck in my head that when I saw this, I was pretty disappointed.
Right.
And then when I came back to it and watched it again for the podcast, I actually ended up liking it a lot more.
When you
And
don't think about when you aren't like expecting Me.
yeah. When you're not expecting me, and if you just kind of separate yourself from that a little bit, I really liked it. And actually, yeah, it's not nearly as intense or graphic as Me was, but there's still a lot of vaginas. Her boat that she's in, especially at
I didn't even
the
think about
airplane
how
shot.
vagina S that was, but
Oh yeah, that's completely a vagina. There's the people turning into flowers, which I don't know. I thought
that
was
was a little weird.
a little
I
weird.
really wish there were subtitles. I really, 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 really wish there were subtitles.
Yeah, I do too, because I feel like the song must add another layer to this.
I wasn't able to. Were you able to find subtitles? I tried to find them. I wasn't able to.
No, I haven't seen any subtitles
Okay.
for
The
this one.
animation also I didn't think seemed as like high quality as Me.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's just because they didn't get a chance to do all the crazy shit that happened in or if it was just I don't know. There was a lot of like pinup shots in this one,
Mm-hmm.
which were done well. But yeah, there wasn't anything in this one that really just made me go, "Oh shit!" Like in terms of animation and stuff like that. Although the flower effects are cool, the tree at the end is cool. I mean, everything's really pretty, but I think that's more of a reaction to the colors than
Right. It did seem sort of like
honestly.
pastelly or what I don't know, like almost like water paint or something like that. Like it had a
Yeah,
different
yeah,
sort of like color scheme, whereas the other one was like
mhm,
trippy and dark and stuff like that.
yeah,
Like
yeah. So while I was watching this again, I don't know what Me is about. I don't really
oh,
know what this is.
I do know that. That is
Oh,
about like pretty much a girl. At least my understanding. Like this was from someone who said that they found uh, subtitles, but it was about a girl like losing her boyfriend or whatever to like video games essentially, like becoming
okay.
like a hikikomori hotaku person, having like a disconnect or whatever. And
Okay.
that's the vague gist of it.
Okay, that makes That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, yeah, like knowing that and then watching this, like I thought, I mean, I don't know what it said, but I felt like there was some sort of social commentary about how people who are like are so connected to like electronics and their phones and stuff like that, they don't really get to know each other and that they really want love. And
Oh,
that
that's
they're missing
true.
on love because it had that scene in the city when everyone was walking around just looking at their cell phones and then
Yeah.
and then it had like a like one of those people is sort of turned into like a ghost person with a hole as the shape of a heart in their chest, and they're clawing at it. So I figure that's like a social commentary on our sort of civilization and how with technology it is sort of separating us from what we really want, which is love, and you can only really get that from other people. I mean, love yourself, yeah, but you know that companionship, I guess.
Hmm.
That sort of was
Cool.
what I
Yeah.
picked up on it. And then, well, like there was that weird flower scene, which I don't even fucking know. Like, do you have anything to say about that? Like, I think she was like, I think she was killing the people and having them turn into flowers or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
that sort of,
yeah. And this is I didn't know what the translation for me Mimi was, so I haven't really put in that information into my theory. But when I was watching this again, the feeling I got was, and this is a little like what you were saying, but for me, this was like two sides. So like this was a music video about someone who's never been in like a relationship who desires that other, that Prince Charming or that guy or whatever.
right.
And Me kind of looked like the other end of that, which was it, you you because you see the Me people in this one
At the very end only.
at the very end, and
And
the
then, like, the girl,
feeling,
like, flips her shit.
yeah. So the feeling I got was that she gets she feels how fucked up it can be because Me was obviously like just about a relationship gone wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, the loneliness is bad. But on the flip side of that, the pain of everything that happened in Me, and like a relationship that kind of falls apart. And so the reaction I had was this was this girl who like really wants this idealistic, perfect relationship, or maybe not perfect, but just a relationship, and then she sees kind of a glimpse of like what
Like the
happens.
shadow of a dude, or you're talking about with me because at the end she like there's like a shadow of dude. The shadow then goes away and she like wakes up. Like that's like that was
Yeah.
really weird to
So
me.
yeah, so basically she lives in this world that's really crazy, but it's just her and she's just making everything up. And so that's not good. It's not shown in a positive way. Like the transformations are weird. The dancing flower people are I mean, she just can't make up. This isn't good either. Like it's not good for her to just kind of live in this world all by herself. But the flip side of that was Me showed how poisonous kind of shitty people can be, basically, I guess, and how it can even drive the other person who may not be bad also super crazy. And I don't know if they made up at the end or anything like that, which is why we see them in this episode. But but I thought it was interesting that she even masturbates in this one,
Yeah,
and and then at the end she sees that weird look that the girl from the previous one gives her and how she flips out. I mean, you can read a lot about you. I mean, I feel like it's one of these things where it's easy to start projecting stuff
right,
onto
right.
it. But basically the takeaway I got was that this was two different sides of like how relationships could go, like one at the beginning and one at the like a possible ending or something.
It's my take on it is actually that I think Girl 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 is a prologue to me, or no, that girl is a prologue to Me. So I think that
Mm,
she sees that couple because like in that scene when she sees those couple, they seemed really nice. You know,
yeah.
that they seemed like they were together and happy, which is not really what happened in Me.
No.
So I think that what she saw was them before Me, before the breakup when they were
Ah.
still together when they were still in love, and then
Uh,
Me is sort of about how that can change drastically and you can lose that connection with people.
oh, that's an interesting takeaway. So you think it was kind of jealousy rather than anything else.
Yeah,
That
because well, she was going around and she was like sort of destroying and changing, turning into flowers the people that weren't in love, that
yeah.
had that hole in their heart or whatever. But then she found the people who were in love and spending time with each other and seeing each other. And I think
Okay.
that's what had her freak out.
Yeah, and that's so interesting. And I think that's what makes bothers me the most about it is we saw like so much shit happen to them and me that it's really hard to see them in a positive light in this one.
Right. Well, I
It's
mean,
hard to get away
yeah,
from
but in me, like there was still love, but it was, it was love after, it was the loss after love, like that.
it. Yeah.
That sorrow seems, I mean, again, easily you can do projecting, but that sorrow seems to be the sort of sorrow that happens when you've lost the person that you love, like that's, there's that like really sad little piano ditty in Me, and it was just
Oh
she's all like
yeah,
crying and stuff.
yeah.
But all in all, I mean, like the first time I did see it, I didn't like it at all, but the second time I would say I liked it much more.
Yeah, and that's a really interesting. Whereas I loved it as soon as I saw it.
Well, right, Me is
Watched it a
very
ton of
much
times.
like in your like the
In your
yeah,
face, yeah.
this has a much more subtle social, or maybe, I mean, because Me, I guess you could also say had subtle social
Yeah,
commentary, but
but it was much more like just much more graphic.
right,
So it was hard.
visually
It was almost
pleasing.
yeah. I mean, it was tough to kind of say what was the message and what was the graphic the content you were seeing that was hitting you.
Yeah,
If that makes sense. But whereas this one, yeah, it really grew on me, and I was surprised because I didn't really care for it all when I first saw it. But and the music's nice too.
yeah,
So I mean, I think they. Plus, this guy's art is just fucking pretty.
yeah.
So
Even when he switches up styles, that's pretty much what I gotta say.
yeah, that's what I got out of it too. And so everybody check it out, especially if you like Me.
And it's at
Or actually, especially even if you didn't like Me, check this out because you might
yeah, because
find
it is a little
something.
different.
Yeah,
And
it
that's
is definitely.
at animatorexpo.com.
Yep, and see what you thought about it.
Yep.
So thanks for
All
listening.
right, take care.